I am ready. Yes, sir. Y'all hear the echo and y'all know what that means. It's time for Ballin' with Rich. Episode 227. Shout out to Miss Marla Gibbs. 227, y'all. Yes, sir. And my favorite on the show, Miss Jack Hay. Can't forget about her. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was just watching that the other night. It's something how you go back and watch a lot of those reruns and you realize some of them that you miss. Yeah. Or something that you saw and you see something on there and you're like, man, I can't, I remember watching this but didn't see it that way, but y'all know what I mean. I want to thank, real quick, last week, I want to thank Miss Angie Mitchell and the cast of The Counselor, The War of a Warrior that came by. Just still was getting a response from you guys. People were just saying that the cast looked like some of the people that were there. They said they had a good time, and some people who didn't see the show that they said that the cast was like y'all. We had such a unity where when we put it on again, they definitely gonna make sure they're there the next time. So, Miss Angie, do your thing. Yes, sir. Today, y'all, episode 227. I have the brothers in the building, y'all. Yeah, y'all know what happened when they come through, when they come by. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. We got some stuff we're gonna talk about. You know, we gonna just be like we usually be, but we got definitely a topic that we're gonna definitely discuss today. It's been on my mind, and make it so bad. It's been on my mind before things develop in that situations. Y'all know. Let's get this thing going. My first guest here, this guy. I guess we go with the oldest. Let's go with the oldest. Okay. Oh, did I say that? Yeah.
You did say that.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling the truth.
We 4 days apart.
But this guy here. Oh man. I'll mention later on in the show too. But this guy here, like I said, when y'all know that word "sing," S-A-N-G is his term, not S-I-N-G, S-A-N-G. So glad to have him in the building, like always. Brother Kyle Kennedy is in the building, y'all. How you doing, Brother Kyle?
I'm here, man. I'm here.
He said, I'm here. All right. I'm glad you got your glasses on.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no, with or without glasses, Kyle's the man, y'all. All right. So, brother, just so glad to have you in the building. And like I said, you know another reason why it's something how God works too. I think having you two here, it was right on time. Just things that's been happening, not just in the news, but just just missing your buddies, talking to them and just, so Kyle, I'd like to just start off and let the people know what you've been up to lately.
Well, I just got back Friday. Doing my favorite thing, cruising.
Oh, a cruise? Yeah. Y'all want to go on a cruise? You talk to Kyle Kennedy.
Last minute, but it was so relaxing though, and then, even with like stuff that was going on with the FAA and sitting and stuff at the house, being out, they came back right on time for me. I was just like, bet, okay, now y'all settled that now. Give us some affordable health care so we can be all right with it. Just like, look, my thing was, I said I was going to say this when I got here, life just been life. But I still know God on the throne, so I'm really
yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's another reason. You just saying that, like I said, that's why I said this show is just right on time, especially for me personally. I was like, man, what greater way to just have your brothers on the show, which you can't beat that. Even though one what I'm about to introduce right now, let me introduce him, Mr. Third Trumpet.
Yeah, right.
I mean, no, this guy, he's first trumpet. He's first class all around. Father, husband, friend, brother, son. This guy here, man, I vouch for this guy. This guy is the real deal. Y'all know him out there, Brother Ken Robinson, y'all. Yes, sir. How's it going, Ken?
It's all good, man.
Man, so good to see you, bro, man.
I gotta agree with Kyle. Life is life right now.
I hear you, man. Yeah, so good to see you, bro. Yeah. I just let the people out there know real quick what you've been up to, what you've been into.
I mean, just same old with me, just working, like you say, just being a husband, being a father, being a grandfather. Traveling still, I mean, unfortunately, I can't, just hop on a boat
I'm just saying.
you know, like this man over
Oh.
here. You know, but we make it happen when it happens. But I'm just enjoying life and still just staying blessed.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Kyle, real quick. This is not our main subject, but I definitely got to bring this up. You know, especially with this week being Thanksgiving, and we know we really celebrate Thanksgiving 365 out the year. But you know, just this week being ordained as Thanksgiving, could you just let the people out there know just off the top of your mind and from your heart, what's one thing you just always just think you just thankful for? Just
I'm thankful for life. I'm saying it's fading fast for some people that's around us, but I'm just saying I'm just glad that I'm still here. I'm saying it could have been me. I'm saying that you be coming with me or whatever, but it's just like I'm right now. I'm thankful for life right now.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hear you, Brother Ken. Man, definitely let the people out there know something that you, you know. I know you got millions and millions of things, but just one offhand that just, you know.
I mean, I'm kind of thankful for everything. I'm thankful for family, you know, my friends, my brothers right here. You know, just the opportunity, man, to just, like Kyle say, wake up every morning, you know, do something different, you know, continue to grow and try to continue to conquer this thing that we call life, you know, and just be a blessing to others, man. And just continue to be that example.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir.
Even though I know Thanksgiving is coming up, you know, it's not about, you know, people get caught up with the turkey, candy yams, and I get all that, y'all. That's good.
I get caught up with the macaroni and cheese.
Yeah,
I
that
get
too.
caught up with
You
that.
know, it's all good for the body, but you know, just being thankful for what God has done in my life is good for the soul.
Amen.
You know,
Yeah,
so that's what I'm thankful.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. I just thought about, especially I know since the wifey engineer not really cooking this year, I'm gonna tell her at least you gotta cook a side piece of some macaroni and cheese. Now, that's one thing I definitely be looking for always Thanksgiving.
I got you Christmas. I'm sorry. I got you Christmas.
She said she got it to Christmas. Okay, yeah. This year we gonna go out and this year just go out and celebrate Thanksgiving. Go grab us a meal this year, you know. Yeah, but I got a feeling I know somebody will be calling. Y'all coming over? You know. So, and even if we don't make it there, I'm just gonna tell them just wrap that plate up for me. You know, hey, you know me.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right. And one thing I love that y'all, you know, and that's one thing too. I'm very thankful for too is life in itself. And that kind of brings us to our subject. And this has been really bothering me this week. Matter of fact, not even just this week, but the things that manifest this week of this topic is what really made me say, you know what? Yeah, it needs to be talked about. Matter of fact, it has been talked about, but we just gonna, you know, we gonna elaborate on it a little bit of it today. The subject we just talking about today is the next generation. Future, y'all, or doomed, you know. Yeah, and I know everybody's talking about what went down in Chicago, Chi-Town with the young lady, the mother, and with the kids and you know, you know what, and makes about I still haven't seen the video, but hearing people talk about the video, no, I take that back. I did see a glimpse of it because one of my I was watching one of the podcasts, and they played it, and I saw a little clipping of it, and that looked like, I said, just seeing that, I said I knew I was gonna react that way, just seeing that, you know. And Kyle, I just want to know, brother, our next generation. I mean, you know, our generation. I mean, we know we wasn't perfect, but it just seemed like as time is going on, it just seemed like our youth is just, not all of them, right, but the majority of them is just going downwards. Like how y'all were just saying, like, thankful for life. It seemed like they're not even really thinking about really life in itself. What do you say about as far as our youth? How do you see it going from here on out?
Well, like you said though, it's not all of them, but it's a too big of a number. You know what I'm saying? That is, you know. So it's like, you know, honestly, you've tried everything. You know what I'm saying? They're not scared of jail. They're not scared of. It's like they appear not to be scared of death. You know what I'm saying? Not to understand that your death is your end all. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You're not coming back from that. So like my thing is, I'm trying to figure out, and honestly, how can we get to them? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm even taking to the church. we got some kids in church that don't seem to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what part of that y'all getting? You know what I'm saying? You try to be tough love, you try to do the soft love, you try to do, whatever you can, but it's like, are you taking it in, or is it just rolled off of you? You know what I'm saying? As far as, okay, we're gonna be here forever. No, y'all, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be here forever. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yes.
You know, and right now we're the old group, so
Yeah. With G's.
exactly right. So it's like, but I mean, you stop and think about how we were though. I'm gonna put myself out there. I think what shocked me about my mother was when she didn't do an algebra problem, and I'm like, well, what do you mean you don't know? You know everything. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, that's all how we were raised as well. Because as far as how I was raised, we respected my mother because that's what I was gonna get. I respected your mother. I didn't want to get beat. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that beating is a way to solve a problem, but sometimes punishment was needed.
Sometimes it was needed.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Then you also now you have. With the kids, they're basically raising themselves. They literally are raising themselves, and therefore they don't understand authority.
Yes.
I'm an authoritarian person in my house. You know what I'm saying? I got to take care of my younger brothers and sisters. So why should I come in here and listen to you because you tell me to do something different than what I want to do? So my whole thing is like we got to start finding a way to reach them though.
Yeah, that give my brother a clap for that. We got to find a way to reach it. That's it there. Yeah, because Ken, just like Kyle was saying, it just seemed like Ken just seemed like they just not afraid of nothing. I mean. That really bothers me, Ken, when a child, matter of fact, not even really 16 yet, a child jump into an adult's face, ready to challenge, ready to throw down with a dog.
Right.
I mean, like I said, our generation wasn't perfect, whatever, but somebody in our generation called themselves doing something like that, man, we wouldn't even been here. Seriously, wouldn't even been here.
Right. I would say that, well, first off, anybody that's in the Word, we all understand. You read 2 Timothy 2, chapter 3, it talks about, how kids, in the last days definitely will be disobedient to parents. You know what I mean? So, and it's only going to get worse. To kind of answer the question, piggyback on what Kyle was saying, I would say, yeah, we weren't perfect, but the old saying used to be, it takes a village to raise a child.
That's it.
And so we had not only our parents, that made sure that, they kept us out of trouble, disciplined us or showed us what was right, what was wrong, but we had our next door neighbor, the down the street neighbor, family members that whether they stayed around the corner, we had the whole neighborhood, to where there was no such thing in a sense as isolated child. To be able to just get into his own and just, kind of make that, path for his future. But I think in today's world, let's just be honest, as technology continues to grow, and now you're hearing all this about AI and everything, it's very easy for kids to really kind of gravitate to social media because now you're removing the parent and the village and the neighborhood out the fold. And this is why it's important for us to ensure that, as parents, that we're paying attention to what our kids are doing. We need to make sure that what's being, in front of their eyes, because it's our responsibility to guard their eyes and ears. I don't care if it's this crazy rap music, they looking at all these crazy TikTok videos, it's our responsibility to ensure that, they're not being, too exposed to that kind of material. And so when they're getting to that and they're gravitating towards that, it's very easy to live in isolation as a child because this is why you hear so many kids, committing suicide and things like that because their whole life now is what's on that phone.
On that phone.
You know what I mean?
Phone.
Instead of just, being that extrovert as we were in life, be able to just get together, hey, let's play some kickball or whatever we was doing. We always socialized with each other. And I think, with technology, that kind of removed that factor out of people's lives to where now it's just a lot more easier for kids to seclude themselves and hide their actual emotions, and the parents not really paying attention to what's going on. They're actually letting social media raise their kids or whatever other provocative content raise their kids. So it's up to us as adults to make sure that they're not being exposed, or we're at least doing everything we can to protect them from that.
There you go.
And checking on your kids daily when they coming in from school or whatever the case shall be.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what, though? Even when we said the village, as far as how we had the village to raise us or whatever, we still got to stop and think about it, because even with those that's in that technology or in the social media kind of thing, they have a village as well.
Right.
But the thing is, though, their village don't know nothing either.
Right.
They're all leading each other the wrong way. So what are we gonna do? Because I know. I don't think it went down though. But like the biggest thing, like what's happening this weekend, was that there's supposed to be a shooting down at the.
Oh yeah. I saw a couple of people write on my thing, and I'm like, huh? Where did that come from? Yeah.
And the thing is, though, that's their village, though. You know what I'm saying? Their village will sit there and put that out there. So therefore, you think this is gonna be okay? It's not okay. What is it okay to shoot to a crowd of people?
Right.
Yeah.
Like you said, though, we got to be on their heads.
Exactly.
As far as who are you socializing with, who are you associating yourself with, you know?
Right.
And it's funny, and that. Not to pat myself on the back and nothing like that, but my little cousin, she's like 9 or whatever, but she's not dozen. She's like my daughter cousin. Because she's always with me or whatever. So she was on the cruise with us or whatever. And everybody just kept complimenting her, like, oh, she's just so sweet, she's just so nice, and that and the other. And I'm like, okay, well, there's something, but it's doing something, you know, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because she could be one of the other kids running around, you know, cheering up stuff, cussing people out, this, that, and the other. But it's also what we instill into them. You know what I'm saying?
Give my brother a clap. Please give him a clap for that.
I personally didn't look at it as nothing different that she normally doesn't do. You know what I'm saying? But to like sit back and hear everybody else complimenting her, like, there's a lot of people that was coming to us like, she's just so this, that, this, and that. I was like, they could have been saying, look, that child, she was horrible. You know what I'm saying? But they were actually giving her compliments. I was like, so back up, she's going to get a bigger head than what she already got. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel good, you know what I'm saying, about the stuff, how she reacts when she's around us and when she's not around us.
Exactly.
And that kind of lead me to, Kyle, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that kind of lead me to, even though we still talk about the same thing, that kind of leads me into something of that word peer pressure. And you know, we've you know, during the years, all kind of kids, we've all been through that or whatever. But you know what? I really truly believe in certain. I know peer pressure is just like the word says, but I truly believe, even though peer pressure comes up on a child, but like you said, I truly believe if you instill something in the child, even though peer pressure may come to them, I mean, in the worst way, they're gonna still ignore what I truly believe that. That's why I kind of had a problem. Like I said, I saw the video with the young lady. She got on there and with her daughter. I think that was her daughter, niece, the one who started hitting the mother, or what? The one who I think she was the first one to hit her, I believe. And she the one that, and so I just had a problem, you know, while I was watching the video, and like I said, I could just go by what they say. I don't know them. I'm just, you know, you go by what you see. But when she said that she had peer pressure, and which she could have, but when she sat up there and said, my daughter was captain of this and captain of that, and she is. I feel like a child, when it comes to a situation like that, like I said, that I know that's peer pressure, but that's not enough peer pressure for you to be like, you're gonna be like, no, I ain't going there, you know, with the kids or whatever. Be like, no, I ain't doing that, you know. You gonna be the first one like, no, I ain't going there. And then maybe somebody else would have, even though that still would have been bad too, somebody else would have hit her. But I just had a problem with that. And I know it's a learning experience for the young lady. I know it is. But like I said, what do you, the peer pressure, that peer pressure, do you believe sometimes, even though the peer pressure is the main focus, but like what you were saying, if something is instilled in you, even though peer pressure come, do you believe that you can outlast that peer pressure?
I believe that you can. My thing was, I stopped thinking about it though. I didn't have, let's say, cousins my age. My oldest cousin is 67. And so my one that's next to me is probably 53 or 54. So therefore, there was nobody, you know, in my age group, in my family. So basically, I couldn't hang around nobody, you know what I'm saying, who would sit there and pressure me to do anything, because they were all abroad already. So when I came like to school or whatever, it's like peer pressure. If I don't want to do it, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what was in me. I was taught to be my own person. But I also wasn't, you know, I didn't have a negative influences in the family either, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that ain't how my cousin act. You know what I'm saying? That's how my cousin act. I'm pick friends who act just like my cousin. Like even with y'all, I believe we more mature than the people that we hung around. You know what I'm saying? That was around us, I should say. But it's just like we wouldn't have no issue with no peer pressure for what? If we don't want to do it, we don't do it. Now, if we want to do it, we gonna do it. You know. I was thinking about the first time we all went to the mall together. I believe once we got talking about what our parents was telling us before we left out or whatever, everybody mama said the same thing. If they take something, you better walk away from them. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're like. So, but things are none of us gonna take nothing no way. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we got down to it like that. But it's like, what was that? Everybody seemed like everything was at everybody's house. The same thing was it. Everybody said the same thing when we finally got together. Well, my mama said, you know, if you take something, I can't stay around. My mama said the same thing. You know? Right. So it's like I don't think we had to deal with peer pressure from each other. Not necessarily said it wasn't presented to us elsewhere. Right. And then when it presented to us elsewhere, we like that ain't how I get down.
Yes, and like I said, I think we've all definitely experienced it, and sometimes it might not have been. Sometimes peer pressure was done in a way where it was, I don't even really want to go there, but you know what I'm saying, quote unquote innocent. Yeah, exactly. Innocent in what you did, even though it was, you know, egged on. Just like I think about back in the day when Ken used to be the captain of the jokes, man. Ken was, you talk about a roach joke, Ken would tear you up, man. Ken would tear you up. But I think about the times, you know, like Ken was roasting somebody so badly sometimes I'd be like, dang, I feel bad. But me being next to the guy that roasts him, I'm like, yeah, let me say a little something. You know. So, you know, like I said, the peer pressure, you know. Am I telling on myself?
No, that was the problem. The kid got him, I got him too.
See, always the baby always get away with everything. Yeah,
because we wouldn't get in trouble. That's why.
But Ken, though, you know, like we was talking about the peer pressure. Do you feel? How do you feel as far as the peer pressure, especially with our kids involved in certain things today?
There's different levels of peer pressure, and like you say, it just depends on what's instilled. Because again, you know, we came up together, and the peer pressure I say that we faced, I don't think it even rises anywhere near the peer pressure that's happening in today's world.
Especially with so much presented to the children, the young kids now, yes.
And so, I mean, like, you know, if you look at peer pressure, you know, I say peer pressure is when, you know, you guys convinced me to walk up to Burger King.
What had to be? No.
But I'm just saying.
No, it wasn't us. No.
That type of peer pressure.
Me and Kyle had our lunch, getting ready to go into the lunchroom. Ken the one. Hey man, I gotta take for a Whopper, man. We should go to Burger King, man. Don't blame it on us, man. Come on, man.
You know, I can consider that a positive because your brain as sharp as I thought it is, since you remembering certain details. You know, but no, seriously, I really believe it don't rise to the occasion of what we dealt with. Now I know, you know, outside of our circle, you know, that's why, like I told you, it's like only so many people I still keep in contact with that's I consider, you know, friends.
Right. You got to.
You guys, you know, John, Dre, you know,
shout out to my brother John. Yes,
you know,
John, yes.
So my circle is tight, you know, because like you said, I ventured off because of peer pressure, you know, trying different things.
Right.
But I also had sense enough to say, all right, we're crossing boundaries right now.
See, and that's
I'm not about to do that because I know I'll be in jail or something. So you go do that. I'm not doing that.
Yes, and that's what I was saying about the young lady, man. I really believe, you know, even though she was in the moment and what she was instilled in her, she should have been like,
Exactly.
She might have laughed a little something since she would have, but I'm not touching that woman.
Right.
I'm not going there. I ain't going there.
And that's just, you know, more so probably again with that peer pressure on her, just trying to fit in because, you know, people's lives and circumstances are different. You know, we don't know what kind of friendship that they supposedly developed over the years, you know, so, and of course, you know, like I said again, in today's age, you know, with social media pretty much isolating so many of our, teenagers and kids, nowadays. Maybe that individual potentially just was like, okay, this is like the only person I really hang out with. And if I don't do this, then they're going to look at me different.
And I'm going to be by myself.
And I'm going to be by myself. It's getting
Mm-hmm.
so peer pressure, like I said, it does has levels, especially in today's world. And again, this is why I say you just got to really be careful on, number one, continue that positive instillment, as far as discipline and just staying in your kids' ear on, the positive things and not the negative things. But like I say, you just don't know as far as the relationship they develop. It's always those intricate details that, I definitely, would like to know more about that actually encourage that. We can sit here all day and just say this is what we did, but the way we conquered peer pressure, it's nothing. We didn't face anything what they're facing in today's world.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. I got Kyle Kennedy in the house. I got Karen Robertson, the wifey engineer, y'all. Yes, sir. All right. I believe the children are our future. We just sing that all the time. I still believe it, man. Even like I said, we got some out here, like, don't throw away the whole generation. We got some kids growing up in this generation that's doing it. They're not perfect, but like you said, they trying what's instilled in them. They trying,
exactly.
And that goes back to, I believe that I've always said anybody's capable of anything. It is. Sometimes no matter how much you got instilled in you, you never know during that situation what might happen. But like I said, still certain situations you gonna remember. You gonna be like, no, no.
I'm not crossing that line.
I know that's right.
Exactly.
All right. That's also fear that's instilled in us as well, though, too. You know what I'm saying? Fear. I would say fear and guilt, not necessarily guilt in a negative way, but guilt as in. We didn't like to be shamed, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel like I shamed my mother by doing something like that. I have more respect for my people in my family. I don't want to get caught, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But then when I do get caught, like you just said a couple minutes ago, we had the whole block gonna tear us up, you know what I'm saying? That's how you got hold of that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, though, even with that the other day, don't touch my kid. I'm like, well, don't touch your kid. Well, keep your kid at home.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm wrong with that. My issue was, I think that's probably what my whole problem is. Why I always got kids around me. Because I tell the parents, but they my kid right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to harm them, but guess what? I'm going to sit there and put them in their place. If I got to.
Especially when they have somebody that's on that level of caring about them in every way that they going. You can't and you do have some parents still nowadays, even though they might have that attitude, don't touch my kid, but they had that attitude too, like, if you in brother Kyle Kennedy's presence, you better, hey. And if he tell me, you still got them kind of parents around, still got them kind.
That's what the whole issue is, because like I said. Well, I'm gonna tell Kyle on you. Tell Kyle on me for what you mean? That's your kid. Go tell you kid. But I mean, my thing is, I think what they're saying too, though, because it's like what you do in front of me, you ain't doing in front of your mama. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you get away, and
you at home or you with me. You know what I'm saying? So look, I'm like, take that attitude with me to put it in the house. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about getting in trouble, this, that, and the other. But it is what it is.
And one other word too I want to throw in there too, since we talking about this bullying, the bullying, and something Ken brought up too, especially when it comes to bullying, where nowadays too we have it where, not just nowadays, but always, sometimes you bully someone so much that they can't take it, where they ready to take their life, they just isolated, and I think we all been in situations, maybe not bullying in ways, like you said, some of them the way they are now. I don't think I ever told y'all this. I had one back when we was in Parkman.
You got one right now.
The wifey engineer. No, the wifey engineer. She not a bully. She not a bully. She might put me in the headlock a couple times. But, no, but it's so funny. I don't think I ever told y'all about this. I consider this a time that I got bullied, and it wasn't on school grounds. It was going to school. Remember safety patrol? I cannot remember the guy's name, and it's so funny. Well, anyway, right there off Coyle, and I used to walk down this thing, and well, this is the first time it happened. One day I had my lunch, walking to school, whatever, and the safety guy, he let the people go, and I got to him, he was like, no, you can't get by. And, I'm thinking, I'm all, and so I'm trying to get by, and he like, no, you ain't, and I got, you not thinking, you never been in no situation like that, and he had this look on his face, and make it so bad, he had the mask thing, remember we had the, he was doing, and I'm sitting up there, and I was about to cry, man, and he said, no, you got, he said, give me your lunch, he said, give me your lunch, and he said, anytime you come by this post, if you don't have a lunch or you remember we used to get the coins and stuff for the milk, he said, you better have that for me.
For real?
I can't think of what that guy's name.
How old were you?
I think I was like about 8, about 7 or 8 back then. Yeah, I can't think of that guy's name for no reason. But anyway, so I'm thinking that was just one incident. Thinking that okay, maybe he was just acting that way. So the next time I came around there, he did it again. He was, and that's what really got me. Were like I said, man, this guy, I don't know what he got against me or whatever. He won't let me. The safety guy, he safety patrol. And me being so little, whatever. So I finally, after that second time, I finally told my, which kids definitely tell your parents, definitely. Yeah. And that's what made me, So mom was like, wait, your lunch or whatever. And I ended up telling her whatever. So what happened? That second time, they walking me. They walked me. And when he saw me with my dad, when he saw my dad walking with me, he was just looking like. And he act like nothing even happened. He act like nothing even happened, whatever. And make it so bad, me and him, we became friends later on. We ended up becoming a little bit friends. I saw him a couple,
Right.
But the thing I was just trying to get at is, you do have some people that would just try you, or you've been, people in a way. They don't know how to handle, certain situations, and sometimes not even being that young,
Right.
You have older people, trying to walk to the bus stop or whatever, you got 1 or 2 guys coming up to you. Or nowadays, these young ladies, they
roughing in the guy.
Yes, they don't, yeah. If you have a question or a comment about the topic, or just call it in and give a shout out to Ken, Kyle, call on in, y'all. Let's talk about our kids, the future. They are the future. 810-560-0658. You have a comment or question, just definitely call in. We got Miss Robbie Boyd watching. She said, hello, family.
Hey.
What's up, Robbie?
We got Miss Gigi. She said, hey, y'all. Yes. All right. She said, hey. Dwayne. All right. Have you ever had like a personal bully or a person that tried to bully you? If you could.
I don't necessarily know it was being bullied. I know,
but you know what? A kid wouldn't have one. He was always the bully.
Who? My brother.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man.
Give him a hand for that one, man.
This guy right here used to be scared to come over the house. My brother ain't even thinking about him. And I'm like, come on over here so we can practice, do our little new edition routine. And Kyle like, I ain't going over there.
I forgot about that. Matter of fact, I don't know if you remember, Ken, the one time I got a chance to spend out of your house. Remember when you had a ColecoVision?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was on Ken's house. I got ColecoVision. And I remember, my dad, Dad, can I please spend the night with Ken? They was, you better listen to Miss Robinson.
Right.
Whatever she said, whatever. So I never get that morning. Ken used to love his Smurf crunch. And John came in the kitchen. He was like, I was getting ready to pour something. He was like, what you pouring the cereal for? I was like, man, he scared me, man. And he was for real too, man. I looked at Ken. Ken was like, man, keep pouring, man. Just keep pouring, man. But his brother did have that presence where you just be like, man.
Yeah, my brother was. That's my bully right there. I mean, it was a good bully, of course. He would beat me up, but he ain't gonna let nobody beat me up. You know what I mean? So, while I was sitting here, we sneaking off doing things, I was going home thinking like, yeah. We hurry up and go in the room real fast and close the door, so. But no, I wasn't like no abusive type. But I mean, as far as like an actual outside bully, like you say, nah, because remember, I was like one of the biggest out of all of y'all.
Yeah.
Always growing up. So, I really didn't experience, bullying the way it is now. And again, it goes back to You know, we were more, you know, social with each other compared to there's many avenues of connections now. You know, we had the rotary phones, but we ain't have everybody telephone.
Oh
numbers.
man.
Now you got cell phones. You can try to message somebody you don't even know, or just send a message. So, you know, it's a challenge for our kids. You know, and like I say, I don't never give up on, you know, the human generation. I would say, you know, because it's people like you, you know, yourself, Kyle. You know, we try to make sure that we instill, you know, integrity.
So,
You know what I mean? Because I think that kind of gets lost in a lot of the translations, because when you hear about when kids do, you know, get bullied and they don't say anything, that's because I think a lot of parents just focus on being tough. You know, I understand it's a rough world and things are not just going to be handed to you on, you know, silver spoon. But I think a lot of parents just focus too much on you better not get beat up. You better not let nobody do this to you. If somebody disrespect you, you do that. But we're not teaching them the actual walk of integrity on how you carry yourself outside of that. You know, so there's many different characteristics of, you know, becoming a man/woman that both the fathers and the moms, you know, have to be involved. So when they get older, like you say, they can put that package together, and that's when they'll be able to make more better and righteous decisions on how to handle, you know, if somebody is bullying. Don't be scared. You know, it's nothing wrong with saying, hey, such and such is doing this, you know, I don't want to do this because I'm going to get in trouble if I do this. It's all about trying to avoid, you know, the natural disaster and get ahead of the game compared to just sitting there and let it just be internalized and not saying anything. But now you're a ticking time
because that
something happens, you know.
So that's one of the worst things too. Now that holding stuff in, it'll kill you worse than the person trying to mess with you.
Silent, as they say, silent killers.
Yes.
But then that's also like something I was thinking about though. I don't necessarily know if it was me being bullied though. That's what I was trying to say. But I know there was an incident though. Like we went to a college fair, but we were like juniors, and it was college fair was for seniors, so we went there, whatever. So they was talking about this one guy, whatever. And so we got back to the lockers. It was just us in the school. And like for some reason, like he was talking about me. My thing is, I got a habit of like really not paying attention to what you said. So whatever you said, if you think you try to bully me this time, I'm not buying it.
Right.
But the whole situation was, by the time we got to school the next day, it was handled. I'm like, why y'all being my friends now? But I found out I've had protectors, not really knowing they were protecting me. You know what I'm saying? I just thought they was my friends this time and the other. But I guess they must have saw what was going on in the school. And they went up there, you know, basically got with the guys this time and the other. Like, after that day, everything was cool. So I'm like, if that was a bullying situation right then, I wouldn't have paid attention to it like that, but you know, it was something else that was going on for real. You know, you tried to come up on me like I said something to you, I ain't say nothing to you. But my mouth is smart anyway, so you know, I'm gonna give you my mouth. But like I said, I had protectors and didn't even know I had protectors. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's like, but most kids, you don't even know who your friends or what your friends might see. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, they probably saw something I didn't pay attention to know they was even there. But the thing is, though, like if that was a bully situation, it didn't last long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it was. But my thing is, I got an attitude problem, so
I think about the way Ken used to bully us when we used to be at Burger King too. But man, get that Whopper. You don't get that Whopper, Drew. You better get that Whopper, man.
No, I'm saying I used to go to my mama's house and get the money, check the money. So go buy Burger King. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, kid, I can't go to my mother's house and steal it. That's called stealing, kid.
Y'all remember a little too much for me, man. You know, and I see I'm the center of it, like I was.
And that's since you call us the elders, that's good for us to remember everything.
I didn't really care for bullies though, even back then. You know, and I don't know if Kyle's going to remember this.
I don't.
But we was in the 7th grade, 8th grade.
Brother,
and
man.
It was you was already gone.
Yeah, I was gone.
But it was this little young kid up in there. He may have been a grade under us. His name was Carlos. He used to date Chantel Turner. Well, they was talking.
With Chantel Turner.
And he stepped to Joel Irby one day talking about he was gonna beat him up didn't know Joe for nothing.
Right.
So me and William Hall,
Well, shout out to
waiting
William
outside.
Hall.
Yeah, we waiting outside after we get out. So we telling Joe, we got your back. I done sat my trumpet down and everything. And,
Said his third trump down and
and so
everything.
he walked up on Joe and said something. So we looking like we're about to snatch him up. Nah,
Right.
Joe was like, well, I didn't say anything. So we looking at me and William looking at him like, he just. So we went on ahead and got on the bus, but he was walking by, in the cafeteria. They were doggone on lunch. They would release tables, and so we got to walk all the way around to come out the exit door. So we was sitting at the table, and I was just, I ain't gonna lie, I was just grimming him because after that I didn't like him. I just didn't like him, and so he was just looking at me. So I stood up like, what's up, man? And Chantel stood up and she looking like, and he like, oh, you want to do something like, stepping around. But that's when everybody, including yourselves, y'all start getting in the middle.
Wow.
I did not like that guy because, like I said, he just thought he was a bully.
Just want to just guy
I'm
that.
like, you got the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but I don't like a bully.
Yeah,
period,
somebody that
and I hate what these kids go through nowadays. You know
and,
what I mean?
And speaking of bullying, Kyle, I got to bring this. I wanted to play the video, but the video is it's kind of long, and I know you might have seen, or a couple people out there might have seen that video. It hasn't been. It just surfaced. I just saw it Thursday night, but it's about to surface. But I think more people are gonna start talking about it more. The video of. You talk about kids being bullies, but we have sometimes some adults that be a bully. And the video I'm referring to is the one about the kids in church being thankful.
Bro, I was heated.
Kyle, I got so heated on that. I wanted to know where that church was at. I wanted to go there myself. And seriously,
Is it Florida?
be like Jesus and.
Enlighten me on that. I don't think I've seen that
Did you see
yet.
it? Oh, I'm gonna have to send it to you. Yeah, it was a video.
The girl.
Tell them what happened.
I was sitting there telling her kids lined up. These are her kids, and tell her, tell the kids what you're
Thankful for.
Then before she even said that, she premised it. Well, what you not gonna say you thankful for? So how you gonna tell kids what you thankful for and tell them what they ain't thankful for or what you don't want to hear?
And so the girl said the ultimate. She said, "I'm thankful for life and God," and that wasn't enough for the parents. She bust out. Said, "No, that's not enough. That no, you gonna give us more than that?
Really?
So
Yeah."
what she said next though, she said, "I'm thankful for my stepmother." And then
Yeah.
when she said, "I'm thankful for my stepmother," she was like, "No, you ain't about to say that." So then I guess it must be the pastor of the church. I don't know. But the thing is, though, she came down and started rebuking her. And I'm like,
Yeah, they start rebuking the little girl.
They handle everything. I'm like, God ain't happy about that. Cause if you go to the girl say what you thankful for, and then I sit there and tell you what I'm thankful for, and you ain't happy with that, I'm not doing this for you.
I mean, these kids pouring out their hearts what they thankful for, and the adults sitting up there telling them that's not enough, and no, we're not having that.
Well, that ain't right.
I really want to meet that lady, the one that grabbed that microphone, the one that was talking. That's the one who oh man, she the one that really got me. God taking us to another level. I'm like, no, he not. No, he not.
You try to take your own self there.
Yeah.
Look.
I need the prophets to come on up here, and they surrounded the young girl. The young girl looking confused. Just
Imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but then my thing is this though. How damaging is that to that little girl?
Right, I was just about to say.
I don't even like church no more. I ain't got to go back
Right,
to church.
exactly. That's it.
That's on their hands now. That blood, that little girl's on
Right.
their hands.
Exactly.
Y'all got to pay for that. Plain and simple. That's why you gotta be careful what we do to kids.
And even the other two that was up there, I'm pretty sure they got the same mindset too. I see the way they were looking too. Like, is this the way church supposed to be? It was just
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
pouring their heart out, Ken, man. I can't wait to show you that video. You're gonna be like, man,
send me that. I
man.
can only imagine the morale, of that kid now, because like you say, now you got a kid that may stray away because if I can't come to what everybody is always talking about, where I need to be, and come in here and try to pour my heart out and say this is what I'm thankful for and this is what I get. Y'all, why should I walk this life, that you guys keep, sitting here advertising that this is what you need to do, or you keep hearing all these threats on if you do this, God gonna do this, and here I'm coming to God to express what I'm thankful for. You guys sit up here and pretty much rebuke me, and now, I'm better off walking with the world now,
But something as simple as I'm thankful because my stepmother listens to me. That's what last she said.
Yeah.
And that told her mother up. I'm like, but then after you don't listen to her.
Right.
You just told her yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, are you serious, lady?
Yeah, because I guess she got to the point too, even though she still meant that from the heart, but I guess she got to the point where it was dark. I was like, but I better say something before they leave me alone.
Right, exactly.
You know? And she still came from the heart, and they still just dogged the little girl out.
That,
man, I was done.
That's what we talking
I was
about.
done.
When we talk about the next generation, you know, it's those kind of examples, though.
Yeah.
You know, that when that person maybe later on in the future, you know, be on that path the way you see them on the news now, either taking somebody's life or even taking their own. Like, again, not knowing what challenges they've been facing because they came to the one sacred place and they thought they can just be them and pour their heart out, and this is what we get.
And that's one thing I got to, like I said, I know we talk about our children, the future, and some of the things they go through. We got to sometimes look at some of these adults that's supposed to be adults. Supposed to be adults.
Definitely.
Supposed to be the ones, you know. The one thing that kind of get me, Ken, nowadays, like I said, everybody lead their own life, whatever. I just can't stand sometimes when you got a kid, you see that they needed in directions, but you being an adult, you see them and you encouraging them what they're doing, and even more.
Right.
And it's something that they're not supposed to be doing, but you the one. But you're supposed to be. You must be encouraging them not to do it, but you, You know that's it's not cool.
That's where it comes generational curses. You know what I mean? You know, because even in our generation, we had that village, but in some cases, everybody didn't have that opportunity. You know, because let's not pretend that we didn't have the drug dealers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We killers, you know, growing up. So it was those individuals that path they took, they don't know no other way. Some people, you know, once they actually seen the wrongdoing and went and spent time or whatever the case shall be, and they came back, they realized, you know, that was stupid. I was dumb.
Yeah.
You know, so some of those people took accountability for their actions, and they smart enough to better themselves. You know, but I mean, when you're institutionalized, you know, in the prison, you know, I mean, all you do is learn different ways to be even more, you know, criminal, be a better criminal, you know. So when you coming out, you got a kid, you know, smoke this weed with me, drink this, you know, with me, you know, man, screw them. Go ahead over there and rob that individual. So what? Screw them, you know. So,
but you know, on the other hand, too, Ken, sometimes you got some that go in there and they come out better than what they did. You know, they come out with the attitude like, you know, hey, I used to do that, young brother. Yeah, exactly. I used to do that, but hey, don't follow my lead. You know, you got some come out and man, they do great things. I know a couple of brothers out there doing some great things, man. Great things.
One testimony I can definitely give, the reason I got in church is because of my brother. Now, if people knew my brother, like I said, y'all knew him when he was young, you know, but my brother in the hood, he definitely had that reputation. My brother was the modern day Mike Tyson over there.
Wow.
For real. You know, anybody would tell you. You ask about Big Dre, as they called him back in the day, they knew my brother was a menace, you know. So, and for me, you know, like I said, I always knew I had that attachment to that feeling that I knew I needed to do something in the kingdom. I just didn't know what. You know, even though my mother them never really truly exposed me to it, but I always still had that connection to where I knew that I needed to do something, and I knew God existed, but I still didn't know exactly what I needed to do next. You know, but I looked at it, man, and when my brother started going to church, because my brother, like I say, he done got stabbed before. He got shot 4 times, and he done been in 2 car accidents. One of them threw him off the rooftop of the doggone, the T-top of his car. He survived all of that, you know, and just that alone, man, and seeing what it did for him and how it was changing him, was when I was like, I don't need to, you know, I just need to go to the church you going to, because if it can change you like this,
that's it.
That's all the reflection I need. So, you know, so for me, like I said, that was when I got in the Word. You know what I mean? Just looking at what it did for him, you know. So like you say, it's all about accountability, you know, in my opinion. And like I said, we do what we got to do to try to make sure our kids, you know, stay the path,
Stay the
man.
path,
You know,
yes.
but I'm not giving up on this generation and next generation because
Yes.
as long as it's operated by humans, you know what
Yes.
I mean? The people, you know, we know someone's gonna make mistakes.
Oh yeah,
We
definitely.
just gotta continue. Look at your daughter, you know, because that comes from the contributions
Right.
of mom and dad. You know what I mean? Like you said, the testimony you just gave about, you know, the young lady and what they said about her because of the influence you got in her life. You know, none of my kids been to jail. One of my sons a minister. You know, so
Yes,
it's
sir.
those kind of things that as long as some of us still exist, I think that this generation will be okay. You know, I mean, hopefully the positive will start outweighing the negative more than vice versa.
That's one thing I got. That's why I got to definitely give a shout out to the wifey engineer. You know, because you know she joined the church that I've been with.
Right.
When you know, and you know at one time she was the youth director over there. She handled the kids and overall, especially when I think about you too, Kyle. One thing is something I always tease her. I feel like, dang, I've been there longer than you, and they flock to you. but no. Overall, the one thing I look at is how when I run into a lot of them now, that's all that they always talk about. Like, they enjoy. Kids gonna remember
Yeah,
if you took
exactly.
time out with them the right way and really cared about their well-being. They
Right.
remember that, man.
Exactly.
I mean, these they 20, 30ish now. They still, that's all they be talking about.
Right.
I remember Miss Monica pick us up. Oh, we had a good time in the choir. I mean, they love it. And whenever she get on the internet now, even now, I'd be like, we having something at church. I'm there. They be
Right.
they be all they there. They because they saw somebody that really took time out. It wasn't just let's get the kids together and get some. No, and that's something that she really enjoyed too. She'd be home. At the time we didn't have a music. At one time we didn't have musicians, so she would make tapes. She would make the tapes and sit up there with choreograph. I mean, I'd be like, what you doing, Monty? She'd be out just doing her thing, you know. But overall, what I was just trying to say is the kids. You take time out with the kids, they gonna remember. They are going to remember, and I know, especially with like I think about Brother Kyle. Every time like I see a picture of a young kid just on Kyle, just like this is my brother here. This my, you know, they appreciate that, Brother Kyle.
So you don't see my SOS look on my face. I was but what got me though, I think I probably said this before though, because I got a son from juvenile. Meaning he wasn't my child, he was just a juvenile with him, but still. And I had to really sit down and talk to him like, why are we so close? You know what I'm saying? Why we're so attached to each other like that? He said, because you listen.
Right.
And then it's amazing. Not to say I've always been talked to, this, that, and the other, but the fact that most of them I know what they're going through because I've probably been through it myself. You know what I'm saying? I understand, but I'm letting you know the way that you go ain't the way you got to be there. You know what I'm saying? There's other alternatives for you to choose than what you're doing, but the fact that you just sit there and listen to a kid, that's very big in their life. It's like, because you sit there, you didn't sit there and judge me, this, that, and the other, even though while you talking in my head, I'm all like, okay, you know, like, you made the wrong decision on that one, but still, I'm gonna sit there and hear you out what you gotta say though. You know what I'm saying? Then that other time, I probably heard nothing you said. I just gotta catch the last two sentences. Well, my fact is like my goal is to be there. You know what I'm saying? To be there, show you that somebody present in your life. You know
That's what I'm talking about.
that makes a big difference too. Like you said, as far as we still got to be there for that next generation. Still, we do though. Like you said, everybody ain't bad. Nobody, they probably looked at us the same way. Everybody know how we was gonna turn out.
Right.
Like these kids and shit.
Right.
That's because we don't like to listen. I know me out myself. I didn't like. It's like they don't tell them where we was gonna be at either, but now look at us now. You know what I'm saying? So if they get a chance to grow up.
And we ain't we haven't forgot, like, you know, it's always that one individual that may be in our lives that, you know, like, I give props to where props is due. I mean, I had a positive, you know, father figure, of course, in my life. My father, you know, he showed us what it take to be a man. You know, my father went to work. I can't even remember my father ever missed work, other than when I know he messed his leg up and he was on a cast for about a week. But as far as like calling in, coming home, making sure that, you know, everything was taken care of, we didn't have to worry about that. So my father showed me the responsibility side.
Yes.
You know, as far as keeping me like off the street, you know, and pouring in something to where I actually understood, you know, don't get mad when, you know, you're being either criticized, you know, and that disciplinary, you know, figure that needed to be in your life. Even though I had my father was Mr. Campbell. And he was the one, Troy Campbell, Marlon, and Antoine and father. He was the one. That's why I love basketball so much. He would pull his 3 sons, me, John, Dave, and Derek Ziegler. You know, he would have us in the backyard battling every single day. And I mean, when you was messing up, in your face, like, you got to make sure you're doing. But you know what? That never left. You know, because number one, of course, how I play ball is all accounted to what he taught me. You know what I mean? I didn't play for no high school and all that. Everybody always assumed you play high. I'm like, no. You know, it's just, but the actual disciplinary action of it, to be able to take that constructive criticism when you mess up. He was, you know, you don't think about it then. You just look like, man, I just keep messing up. But he was instilling that.
It in you.
So later on in life, once I started facing them obstacles, it was more easier for me to obtain and just receive it and then make myself better at whatever the mistake was compared to just responding negatively and just be like, screw you, you don't know what you're talking about.
That's
you know,
what I'm
so
talking
we
about.
had those figures, man.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yes, sir. I got Miss Verna. Miss Verna, she said, "Hey Kyle, great topic." She said, "Amen," and she also said, "Glory to God. We overcome by the testimony in this, your brother, a living one. Hallelujah."
Yes, thank you. Yes,
That's what I'm talking about. All right, how we looking, Miss Wife Engineer?
Probably about 5 minutes.
Oh man,
Hey, that's what happened.
I'll tell you, man.
Hey.
I'll tell you, the brothers. You know, y'all definitely. You gotta get this in. Kyle, lead the people with something, man, from your heart. Gotta get that in for a minute or less. Gotta get that in.
I don't know. Well, my pastor said, my bishop said this afternoon. Even though God tells you no, can you still worship Him? And my answer is yes. You know what I'm saying? I might not get everything I want when I want it, but guess what? It's on its way. I'm gonna still worship God anywhere it goes, whether you give it to me or not. I'm like the Hebrew boys, Doc. That's what they said. You know, if we die, then so what? We still gonna worship God. You know what I'm saying? And what happened? God came walking around in the well. The king said up there, like, we only 2 and 3. It's 4 walking around. The 4th one looked like the Son of God. So guess what I got? I got Jesus. You know, I'm gonna be all right, man, and you gonna be all right too. If you get Jesus, you gonna be
right.
okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir.
Jesus, you gonna be all right.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Kyle 316, y'all. Yes, sir. Brother Ken, definitely lead the people out there with something, man, from your heart. Anything.
I mean, like you said again, I'm gonna do what Kyle do. I'm piggybacking off him a little bit. You're right, because as long as you got God and Jesus in your life, you know, there's no worries. I would say to the people, though, I know right now the political climate is a little high right now, you know, and it's kind of what we was talking about off camera. And you know, I would say don't get so caught up, you know, in the rhetoric and the events that's going on. I understand a lot of this is affecting you guys' lives personally, you know, or affecting a loved one, a family member, a friend, you know, you may know. But always remember, never take your eye off the source. You know, because man don't supply your needs. God supplies.
Yes, sir.
Your needs,
Yes, sir.
You know? So
I'm a living witness to that one.
Exactly. So
Yes, sir.
I definitely say, do not get caught up. God is not a Democrat. God is not a Republican.
Yes.
God is not an independent. You know, so
that's what I'm talking about, man. People so wrapped up in the
Exactly.
Man,
He
we
got you.
got to have a part 2, man.
Yeah,
Because
so-
there's still so much. I got to want to talk about the kids, man. It's still so much. It's a young lady here that she said that guy in the black and red hat is so fine.
Here we go.
I'm telling Miss Robinson when I see her. That wasn't from Miss Robinson either.
Yeah, whatever. She must have came on as an alias, you know. So
Shout out to Ms. Robinson. Yes, sir. Shout out to her. Congratulations to her. Got her this past summer. Got her.
got her bachelor's degree.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. I definitely want to give a shout out and a thank you to my brother Kyle. He sung at my father-in-law homegoing, and I tell you, man. Which I knew he was gonna do, man. I jumped out my seat, man. I jumped out my seat, Ken. Seriously, jumped out the seat, man. I was just praising, man. Yeah. He just let the spirit just use you on that song, man. Because that's one of my top 3 songs of all time too. Stan. After you done all you can, Stan, man.
Oh,
and
wow.
he blew it like I knew he was gonna do it. Just blew, just man.
Oh,
You ain't had a shirt on?
Huh?
Luther Vandy, you know Luther Vandy. You know, I would have been back there rooting for you.
He did do a little. He said, after you done all you can, you just. I was like, there you go, there you go. But no, seriously, brother Kyle, thank you, man. Thank you for letting God use you, man. He used you, man, on that song. I mean, seriously, he used you, man. Thank you.
I need him, man, for real.
Yes.
A friend like that, I need him.
Exactly. Would have stood up.
Yeah.
You know, that's why song I sung in middle school.
Oh yeah, you sure
From
did.
6th grade to 8th grade.
You sure did.
Yeah, he sure did. I believe children are our future. Yeah.
Actually, we played. The band played when you sung that one year. I remember that. Yeah, we
I can't play
played.
the song, trust me. I can't play it, but I can sing it.
Yeah. Sure did.
Thank you, fellas, definitely for stopping by. Man, I hope I can get one more show for the end of the year with you guys, man.
Hey,
Maybe we did to continue this because there's so much more I wanted to mention about this. I didn't even get a chance to mention about something that happened, like kind of not in the same thing, but in a sense happened to that the mother, my niece from Chicago. It happened to her a couple of days after that happened.
For real?
And she put up, yeah, she's from Chicago too. Something happened to her. I'll talk about that next time. But yeah, so it's something we gonna talk some more about our children because y'all are our future, y'all. We love y'all, man.
We need you.
We need you, yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. And I believe in you, yes, sir. And better than that, God believe in you.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Brother Kyle, thank you for coming in. Ken, third trumpet, yes, sir.
Hey, third trumpet in the building.
Verna, she said, I taught Kyle everything he knows.
Yes, you did.
Miss Robinson, Miss Robinson, she said, we need a karaoke night. Miss Robinson, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm down with that. Yes, sir. We actually,
Vandy Ross.
yeah, we actually did that the night. Shout out couple family from North Carolina that was here during the time.
Right.
And we all went out to our spot that night and just had a good time. And cause that, speaking about men too, Father Collins, Monique's dad, he was that the men that we talked about that just take care of business and
Right.
just show love and everything. That was just him wrapped up in one, Yeah. So
You say Collins. You related to the Collins?
Collins. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, she related to Simone,
Ernie, Joe, Matt,
them all her
Leonard,
cousins. Dana,
Yeah.
Dana, them all her cousins.
Dang.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Small world.
Real small.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they all her cousins.
Me and Ernie been Parkman outside these guys.
Yeah,
was like
because
this.
I had told Monique, I said when I first met her and all that, I said I bet y'all hung with Simone and them back in the day because we was always being
Well,
humble.
they was a little younger than
Yeah.
us, but Ernie and
Ernie.
Joe Collins, Joe was a year over us. Me and Ernie, we was all the same, man. And Dana and Matthew was like 3-4 years. And
Yeah.
Leonard was like 5 years over.
Yeah.
So
I tell you, small world,
yeah, we
man.
used to ball and
Small world.
everything with them. But me and Ernie was, matter of fact, about a week before he got killed, I literally seen we was kicking it at that. It used to be a Coney Island on McKenzie and Greenfield, and me and Sean Buffington was hanging up there, and we was just getting something. And Ernie and Sean Williams came in.
Sean Williams,
and Teron, light skinned Teron, and he used to be with too. And Ernie was sitting there. We was just reminiscing for like 10 minutes. Like he was like, man, he used to be my dog. I was like, look, man, we gotta hang,
Yeah.
And a week later, I seen it on the news.
Shout out to my brother Ray. He said, "What up, though?" And Miss Robinson, she said, "Let's do it." As far as the karaoke night, let's do this, Miss Robinson. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that way, Miss Robinson, before off the air, Ken was trying to get me in trouble with the mission. So when I see you, make sure you take my side against him. Yeah, trying to get me in trouble for no reason. No, we all having a good time. We just having a good time. Man, I love you, brothers, man. Like I said,
we love you too, man.
man. Like I said, man, just in time, God know what He's doing. I tell you. It's so always glad to see you. Like I said, we usually catch each other bowling. When we can, we're gonna catch each other here or whenever. But thank you again, Kyle, Ken. This is Ballin with Rich, episode 227. Thank you, wifey engineer. And one thing I love to say before I end the show, and thank you, Brother Ray. Brother Ray was part of that cast last week. One thing I love to say before I end the show, if you ain't balling, you ain't living. If you ain't balling with Miss Robinson, not Kim. If you ain't balling with Miss Robinson, I was just joking. If you ain't balling with my brother Ken, Kyle, if you ain't balling with our Burger King runs, y'all, if you ain't balling with the third trumpet, yeah, that's me. You ain't living, y'all. And hopefully we see these fellas before the end of the year. If God willing, we're going to come back talking some more about the kids. We're going to end the year. We're going to end it good, y'all. And peace, and we are out of here, y'all. We'll see y'all later. Thank you for watching. All everybody's watching. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
I got some replay.